Let's do an election talk. Because let's be honest, this is a critical election. This election, it matters for you and your life, for me and my life. And maybe right now, you're hearing my words and you're seeing that little 2024 thing we have up on the screen and you're saying, yeah, we got to beat Joe Biden. I didn't say presidential election, did I? Did I say anything about Joe Biden, Trump, DeSantis, any of that stuff? My point in this is there are elections happening this year. There are elections happening right now. I'm not waiting around for 2024 for them to throw Trump in prison and steal the election for Joe Biden or Gavin Newsom. We'll get to that in a minute. I'm not waiting around for that. Waiting around for some savior in D.C. to come save me, please. No. I understand that local is our path forward. Local activism, local politics. That local election you're ignoring is more important than that 2024 election that's going to be crushing. I promise you it is. No matter how 2024 turns out. Local elections. I just voted here in Texas. If you're watching me from Texas right now, did you know we have elections right now? Critical elections right now? Well, we do. And not only did I vote, I showed up and it was me and one other 9,000-year-old man in there voting. And so I thought since I had a couple minutes, I would talk to the ladies sitting there who were working the elections, give me your ID, whatnot. And I asked them, how many people have come in here and voted today? And I admit I'm voting early, but how many people have come in here and voted today? She said, you're the 10th. The 10th. Now, let me ask you something. All these people in my area of Texas, and look, remember, there's elections in Kentucky. There's elections everywhere. All these people in Texas who didn't show up and vote in this critical election for our state, for my community, how many of those people are driving around right now with the Trump 2024 bumper sticker on? How many? How many walk around, MAGA baby, Ron DeSantis 2024? How many of them walk around with their preferred presidential candidate's gear draped all over themselves, thinking they're involved in politics? You know what else? How many are posting about politics all day long on social media? They're watching the First TV, which is fine. We want you to do that. They're listening to the radio. Then they're getting on Facebook. Yeah, you're never coming for my guns. Second Amendment. And then a local election comes where your real freedom is decided. And, I don't know. College football's on. I don't have time to vote. We've got to get so much better than we are. And we've got to drop this ridiculous savior complex we have here on the right. We have a terrible savior complex on the right. I just have to find this guy. If we just get this guy elected president, everything will be fixed. But everything won't be fixed. If George Washington himself was risen from the dead and got elected president, he couldn't fix everything broken in this country from D.C. But you can locally. Locally, that's where we begin. Those are the wins we can win, and they're the most important ones. Now let's talk about the presidential election of 2024. You know who's not on the Democrat primary ballot in New Hampshire? Joe Biden. Now, if you're believing what they say, this was a little campaign snafu, and of course they're starting a write-in campaign. But if you've been watching I'm Right for any length of time, well, this has been me. I think the powers that be are tired of Joe Biden, frustrated with him, and I think this entire thing is a coordinated effort to get Joe Biden to resign. A coordinated effort to get Joe Biden to resign. Did you see the latest and greatest? While Joe Biden was vice president, he used a fake name, 82,000 pages of records just dropped down of Joe Biden trying to hide his true identity, getting busted. Now, why is this significant? Well, it's not just that Joe Biden's corrupt. You already knew that. If you have an IQ above a rodent, you know that Joe Biden is corrupt. This is significant because it came from the system. This came from the National Archives. Why does that matter? Well, as I've been telling you, Republicans aren't going to take down Joe Biden. The low-T GOP doesn't have what it takes to take out Democrats. The only people who have the commitment and viciousness necessary to take out Democrats are other Democrats. That's the only way it's ever worked. Andrew Cuomo is no longer governor of New York. Republicans didn't do it. Democrats did that. AOC is a member of Congress. Why? Because she took out another Democrat. Only Democrats do this. Joe Biden is in serious political trouble because the system wants him gone. My goodness, how hackish and pathetic is 60 Minutes? We all reference it now like it's The View. That's how much of a ridiculous program it is. That's how much of a left-wing commie rag it is. Did you see 60 Minutes interrogating Dome over the weekend?
We were talking to some Democratic donors, and they have told us that should something befall President Biden and he is not able to run, that there would be a free-for-all for who would run as president. You are in the spot that would be unnatural for you to step up, but we're hearing from donors that they would not naturally fall into line. Why is that?
Well, first of all, I'm not going to engage in that hypothetical because Joe Biden is very much alive and running for re-election.
Ouch. The system is coming for Joe. They're going to bounce him out. And who's going to replace him? Well, the guy who's over there in China running over Chinese kids.
I got you.
Yeah. All that may have made you uncomfortable, but I am right.